Adam Carolla. Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. The treasure, get a mandate. You get it on now. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. Brad Williams back in studio.
Thank you, and thank you for naming my future podcast, Small Talk with Brad Williams. I think that's going to work.
Brad's got shows all over the place at Bakersfield, coming up at the Fox Theater. That's a great old theater.
Yeah.
Also, Thousand Oaks, Fred Cavill Theater. That'll be August 2nd. And then the 8th Capitol Center for the arts. For the arts. Well, you want that. When you come up, you're playing clubs. You start with open mics. You start opening. If you went for the arts at the end of the venue.
Yeah, it's nice to be telling dick jokes after the ballet was just there.
Yeah, it is kind of funny.
It is kind of like a big time sort of screw you to all the people that said, comedy, what's the future in that? It's like, 1 week in December, it's going to be the Nutcracker. Next week, me. Still a holiday theme. Still a holiday theme, let's be honest. But it is crazy when you see like, oh, the symphony is going to be there, or they're doing their version of the Book of Mormon, and then me. It's awesome.
I
awesome.
totally agree. I like it. I like it when there's a big band like Santana or something like that, because I'm like, they had to pay that whole percussion.
Right.
They had 14 guys in that band.
Oh my God! Like I just played. I was up in Canada near Toronto. It's this place called Casino Rama, which sounds like a fake name, like it's Casino Rama, but the city's Rama. And I was just looking at the sides and seeing all the big bands and thinking the exact same thing you were. I'm just like, oh my God, I have two people with me. I have me and my opening act, JB Ball. They have guitar techs, nine-piece band. Oh my God, they're making no money.
No, I agree. And the funny thing is, the answer to that is sort of a weird thing when you go, okay, the theater holds this. I know how much the theater costs. I know how much I'm getting paid. These guys have like 11 guys in their band plus all the techs. How are they it's like they're not, like maybe they're breaking even. When I would say that to Mike, he'd go, that's why they have to tour. And I'd go, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't know if they're making it here either. And they go, they do it in volume. It's volume.
Oh,
and it's
so
like,
I don't know if Mike knows his multiplication tables, but or division.
To be fair to him, they're not making that much, and they have to do a lot of it. But anyway, there's also a sad thought. There's a sad thought that I have, which is a good old-fashioned low self-esteem thought. I will walk out after the show in the casino or whatever, and they will put up on the marquee who's coming back next, and I will look up
when it's Night Ranger.
Yeah, and I will. There's only one way to rock, Brad. and I'll see like Gordon Lightfoot or Air Supply or something, and I'll go, oh, it's so sad. What happened to those guys? What happened? It's sad. Sad. I just got done playing this place. So why isn't it sad for me?
No. It's great for us because that's not what you think comedy is going to be. When you start doing comedy, very few people go, oh, no, I'm going right to theaters. Like you think, okay, I'll sell at some clubs. Maybe I'll get to there.
It's just more that I was in junior high listening to Air Supply on the radio, and now we're sharing the same theater. They gotta be fucking very upset.
They gotta be mad. Like if Sarah McLachlan comes to play this venue, and then she's like, who was here last week, expecting to hear like some crazy popular band, they go, the comedian Brad Williams. She's gotta feel awful. Horrible about herself. Like, I'm playing Brad Williams venues. That's terrible. Me, I'm stoked.
I got a thought, which was I was driving through Malibu, PCH, looking at all the destruction, all the work. And I was hearkening back. I was like, it seemed like about a year ago, I was seeing these signs on the side of the lifeguard stations, and I like things that are emblematic, is what I'm saying. Like, I like things that illustrate things clearly, such as, which I was explaining the other day, which is like, we had a choice between a guy for mayor and Rick Caruso, who had his whole private fire crew stationed 2 days before the fire and was putting fire retardant material on the roof of all the structures that he'd built, or a woman who was in ceremonial garb in Ghana doing a dance because somebody she never met was made prime minister in Ghana,
Sure.
which I don't know how much further away you can get from Los Angeles. So those were our two choices.
Right.
And we went with the one who was in Ghana
Good vibes.
versus the one who had his own fire department, was preparing
And look
for a
how
fire.
it worked out
Right.
for us.
So
Good vibes.
I like things that are emblematic. And the thing that's funny is in Malibu, they put these signs up on these lifeguard stations. I'll show it to you. I took pictures of it. It drove me.
Let's just say, if there is a white supremacist, if there is if the Grand Wizard of the KKK is heading to Malibu Beach, and he's like, you know what? I've been seeing way too many photos of black people enjoying themselves on this beach. I'm gonna go settle some hash. I'm gonna go take care of this problem. Do you think that he is gonna roll up, see the sign, and go, ah, fuck, there's a sign?
Nah, Greg's pretty persistent.
I felt that. I used to do a whole bit where first off, Grand Wizards burn. They don't tan. And this is some of the whitest people.
Right.
These are gingers.
1
To be fair.
million.
To be fair.
Gingers
Yes.
who've never are constantly hooded and robed. They've never
Right.
been exposed to the sun. These ain't migrant
Right.
workers.
They look at Andrew Santino as very dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do not. There's not an SPF high enough for the Grand Wizard to hang out at the beach. So they don't play a lot of beach volleyball, number one. They don't know what's going on the beach. But to your point,
Yes.
I used to do a bit on this, and I always felt this way. I see these signs. There used to be bumper stickers on the back of like all municipal vehicles, like garbage trucks and cop cars and meter maids, and it would say, "End senior abuse." And I was like, is there a human being who got behind this guy on his way? He was on his way to Shady Acres to open a can of whoop ass on Nana.
I'm gonna go with-
and like looked at that bumper sticker and then tilted his rear view down
Saw
and
himself.
didn't like what he saw looking
One
back.
single tear coming back.
I argue that it reminds more people to abuse seniors.
Yes.
Like that guy pulls up and goes, "Oh Jesus, yeah, it's been a minute, hasn't it?"
I haven't backhanded Beatrice in a few
Yeah,
in a few weeks.
That old bag of bones. You're
Yeah.
right. I'm turning around.
Yeah.
I was heading to the boys' club to volunteer, but you know what?
1,000%.
around.
I don't think the signs are going to stop, like, end human trafficking.
Also-
oh shit!
How
Yeah,
many
especially
people?
when my grandpappy didn't cover the spread.
Yeah.
The greatest at the Denver, your precious Denver airport.
Oh, yes,
Your
Denver
precious
Broncos.
Denver airport. There was a sign of a rhino that said, "I am not medicine." I'm in Denver. I flew in from Burbank. I'm not going to Ghana to like hunt. Or
No.
I'm doing a show. What
weren't-
percentage of people
You
see
weren't
this?
getting the connecting flight in Denver
No.
before you got to Kenya.
The other thing is like, again, it's to stop the end the human trafficking signs in the
Yeah.
bathroom. Okay, what is going on at this airport? What do you want me to do about it?
Yes.
And how many people see this sign and go, "You're right, I'm in a position where I could affect this senior abuse or the hate on the beach."
People give way too much respect to signs.
They do.
They think signs are so powerful. I remember when the bathroom gender debate was going on, and they're just like, well, if we don't make specific rules, there's going to be men that go into the women's bathroom and say they're a woman and then diddle a little girl, and you're like, I don't think the sign was stopping them.
No.
I think if they're committed to doing something that monstrous, they're not going to be like, well, I'm not the right gender. I can't go in that. I can't go in this bathroom.
I like
like
the
it.
ones that are like, I like the gun-free zone type with
Sure.
sign, which just reminds the one guy with a gun it's going to be pretty good in here for a while.
If I'm the gun, if I'm the guy with a gun going into the gun-free zone, I'm like, I feel more safe than anybody right now.
You are an apex predator, my friend.
Yes, there
I
it is.
am not. Keep hate. Let's make our beaches hate-free because I want to know like what is somebody sponsored? Like where? Also, is there anybody in the city council with enough fucking moxie to just go, Dan, put your fucking hand down, your stupid idea about hate. Don't you think you want hate? No, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking problem.
You
So
know-
we should focus more on safety with lawn darts. And then someone would go, why? That's not a thing. And I go, exactly, bitch. Put your fucking hand down.
I would say that when we say keep the beaches hate free. The only time I experience hate when I go to a beach is when I go to a beach and I see that, oh, I can't bring my dog on this beach.
Can't crack
I
a
can't
beer.
throw a frisbee on this beach. I can't have a bonfire on this beach. I can't play volleyball on this beach. I can't play my music on this beach. That's when I have hate.
That's where the hate.
That's when I have hate. So maybe allow us to throw a frisbee, allow us to play fetch with the dog, allow us to crack a beer, allow us to have a bonfire. Maybe then we won't be so uptight.
And let me tell you something about Bryan. He doesn't throw a frisbee, he rides one.
I ride one.
He's fucking like the silver server on there.
If you ever saw me riding a frisbee, everyone would just assume that Uber has a new option. They'd be like, wow, Uber frisbee. I didn't know that was a way to go.
So, yeah, everything around the sign is now burned down.
Sure.
But we had a sign.
But there's no hate there.
There's no hate. There's just carbon.
There's no structures.
And toxic soot. But there is no hate. But
there's no burger stand, but there's also no hate.
I realize if you can get down to the beach with hate, I've lived here my entire life. I've never experienced a hate crime anywhere near the yeah, and mash all of the buttons if you were told to go back home.
Yes.
So wait, what's it say under this thing, and what's 211?
Hey, can we please call the number?
You understand?
I just called, got no answer.
We're spending money on
You
this.
got no answer?
Nobody does.
Well, yeah, because white privilege.
Yeah. Tell them I demand satisfaction in the middle of homeroom wearing your fucking Levi's and a fucking parka and get shit slammed.
Right.
So that was a different environment.
Absolutely. But to say, like, to keep the beaches hate-free, I don't... To piggyback on your point, people aren't going to the beaches full of hate. I literally, when I have a fight with my wife, we live near the beach, I drive 5 minutes to the beach, I stare at water for 10 minutes, I'm calm as all heck, and then I drive back home and I go, I don't even remember what we were fighting about.
Shit out of that witch. And then go back and fuck your girlfriend at the beach.
Hey.
I'm with you. No,
wait a minute.
I was the recipient of a hate crime because when I was like 9 or 10, I used to think about it all the time. People go to the beach now. First off, there's equipment, and everything's got wheels on it. There's the scooter wheel, coolers, everything's got everything, and people show up like they're fucking bivouacking, like it's wartime or something. We showed up with one warm Shasta, you know what I mean, and no money for the entire day. Like we just would show up. Just show up. And you just had a towel. You had zero money. If there was water, you'd just go back up to where the bathroom was and drink it out of the sink. There was nothing. Just nothing the whole day. I didn't pack a sandwich. Didn't have nothing.
Right.
And I was walking along the beach, and I looked. I was walking in with my feet in the water, and I see a Coca-Cola bottle halfway buried in the sand, right where the water, right where the cold seawater's licking up. And I was like, treasure this offering from the gods. Treasure has been offered to me. And I just like looked at it and I went, oh my God, I'm going to have a Coca-Cola. And I reached down, I started pulling it out of the sand, and I hear this voice, excuse you. I was like, what happened? This bitch sitting up there on a folding chair. Excuse you. I'm like, huh? That's my Coca-Cola. I go, I was keeping it cool. Oh, yeah, of course. Nothing.
Shouldn't you
shove it back in the fucking
Shouldn't
sand.
you be holding your Coca-Cola?
She wanted to keep it cool.
Oh, okay.
I know, but I
Your
thought
Highness.
it washed up.
Yeah.
Maybe it even had a note in it.
Yeah, you never know. To whomever finds this, I'm stranded on a desert island. Maybe you spark a rescue situation.
I found a
didn't know what was gonna
note
happen.
in a bottle in
Really?
Malibu. Yeah.
What did it say?
It said Jews will not replace us.
Yeah, that's what it said.
This is terrible. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
According to
people would
this
do that.
sign, that's what
Yes.
that's what was found all over the.
It was a woman who wrote a note, and I called her.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was she happy to get your call? Did she recognize your voice?
Well, she didn't. I was hoping she threw it off a ship in Australia or something.
Right, it just went all the way across.
Nah,
the
she
sea.
just threw it in Malibu and it washed back up to her. Like, hey, bitch, you got to get out in international waters, man.
It's your neighbor. You're like, oh, Sharon.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. All
yeah,
right.
she's like, I threw that about noon. What time is this? About 1. Like, She put all her feelings about, she didn't want to die or anything, but she had some frustrations with life.
Okay.
Put it in a bottle.
All right.
She threw it right next to the hate sign, I'm sure, and it went out, and then the next wave came, and it washed back onto the thing.
Same day.
And I called her.
You know, this sounds sacrilegious to be saying this on one of the best, most popular podcasts in the world. But I feel like that was the old version of the podcast, where you had some feelings, you wanted to rant, you had some thoughts, and you just wrote them on a piece of paper, put them in the bottle, and said, "All right, let me chuck this out." And you're like, "All right, I got those out." Now I feel like everyone has to do a sad Instagram video for every single thing and every single feeling that they have, and sometimes I'm just like, we could have gone without that one.
I agree. Also, I don't know where you're at with this. Is we're both, quasi celebrities.
Yeah.
I don't feel I need to weigh in on everybody's departure. You know, like Ryan Sandberg died. Okay. Sure, he was a good baseball player.
Sure.
Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, I met him a time or two. Yeah, I've made his acquaintance. I knew his family. I don't feel compelled to weigh in on Hulk Hogan dying.
Yeah.
I knew Hulk Hogan when I was a civilian, and I knew Hulk Hogan when I was a celebrity. But I still didn't know Hulk Hogan, and I didn't spend a lot of time with Hulk Hogan, and now his family can grieve without me jumping in and saying something about us missing a legend or something. And it's nice, but I don't like the ones where they go, my friend, my dear friend, the guy you never fucking hung out with.
Yeah. We have no other photos. You have the one photo, and it was 8 years ago. Not 30 years ago when you were kids.
Right, and Henry Winkler's in the photo too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So is that just you and the Hulkster?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I did post something about Hulk Hogan, but here's what I posted. Here, because at one point I had one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. Now, Adam, as a stand-up comic, that one of the hardest jobs we could have is that of the audience warm-up guy.
Oh, that was my dream job.
It's a hard job, though. It's a very hard job.
It's thankless.
Yes, and for those of you who are unfamiliar, the audience warm-up guy, any show that has a live studio audience will typically have a comedian in there, and their job is to keep the audience hyped. Keep them good. So whenever there's a commercial break, if there's a rewrite, if there's a scene change, whatever, that's when the comedian comes out. Now, you never know how long you're going to get. It can be 30 seconds while they just say, let's go again. It could be 20 minutes as they're completely rewriting a scene that did not work.
You also can be well into the setup of something that lasted 5 minutes, and then you go, and that's when my grandfather turned to me and said... And then some guy runs out of the headset, goes, all right, bring it off. And they like ring a bell. They don't wait.
No.
They just, we're going.
No, they're not like a perfectly timed baseball announcer that goes, I can fit this story in. It's just, you just go.
Right.
So I got a job as the audience warm-up guy on a show on Country Music Channel that was called Hulk Hogan's Wrestling with Celebrities.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Audience warm-up guy's a good gig, though.
It was fun.
It
paid well.
Yeah.
I was really happy. I'm a big wrestling fan. So I was like, holy crap, I'm gonna go there, do something with Hulk Hogan. And now when you hear wrestling with celebrities, I know what you're thinking. Brad, well, it must have been Chris Hemsworth and Tom Cruise and Emma Watson and Julia Roberts. They must have all been wrestling. No. Better. Better.
Todd Bridges?
He was on the cast.
Yes.
Not even bullshitting.
Baby.
Oh, man.
I know my target demographic.
Todd Bridges.
Sick.
Dustin Diamond, Screech, rest in peace. Also, rest in peace, Todd Bridges. Half the cast is dead.
Wait, is Todd Bridges? I think he's still
Todd
alive.
Bridges is very much alive.
We checked on
Is he alive? Did I just accidentally kill Todd Bridges?
That's the second time on this show that's happened.
No, it's when everyone in the cast is dead, and you were the one who should have died first.
Yes.
Everyone does the math, but he's still here.
Is he alive?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I apologize, Todd. I apologize.
We kill him every other week.
Oh, my God. So Todd Bridges, Screech, Dennis Rodman, Danny Bonaducci.
Sick.
There was a Stallone.
Oh, let me guess.
Fly?
No,
Fly?
no, I'm gonna say it's even there's a Eunice Stallone.
Harpo
There's a half
Stallone?
sister that not.
Hey, we got Frank. We got
Frank.
Frank.
You got Frank.
We got the number 2 Stallone after whatever woman is married to Sly. And this was our cast. There was others, but so at one point there's a wrestling ring, and they stop, and now it's my job to go into the wrestling ring and keep.
Oh, that's where you do the stand-up from?
Yeah, you can stand up from the wrestling ring.
Okay.
Keep everybody hyped. Now I knew this particular break was going to be a big break. I knew they had to completely switch the shots or whatever, so I knew I was going to have some time. So I put my buddy.
Where
Ozzy,
did you film this, by the way?
probably Van Nuys. That's where. Yeah. I think it was at Van Nuys. I put my buddy Ozzy in the audience. Now, Ozzy is a friend of mine who has trained to become a professional wrestler. Never succeeded, but you know what? He's now a wrestling announcer. He's doing okay. But he's trained to be a pro wrestler. I have him in the audience. I have him start to heckle me while I'm doing the set, and I'm like, "What's going on?" He's yelling, "You suck! Get off the stage! Get out of the ring!" And then I do the old, "Well, if you think this is so easy, why don't you come up here and do this?" Now, I have told maybe 3 people on the set that I'm going to do this. So everyone else on the set is like, what is Brad doing? He's asking an audience member to come out. Ozzy comes out of the audience, gets into the ring, grabs the microphone, does a minute or 2 of the worst stand-up we could write. We wrote the worst stand-up ever. He gets frustrated. The audience starts booing him, and then he turns and cracks me over the head with the microphone.
Wow.
Just hit me, and everyone's going, "Ah!"
Yeah.
Everyone's like, did not see that coming. I get up, reverse something. We go into a lockup. He throws me against the ropes. I duck it, hit him with a cross body block. At some point, I actually picked him up, body slammed him.
Wow.
And then I go to the top rope.
Top rope?
Well, second rope, but it was high. It was high for me.
Right.
Top rope and dwarf.
Yeah.
And then nail a frog splash.
Wow.
I asked one of the people on the show, these one of the 3 people I told what's going to happen. He was ready in a referee outfit. He runs, slides into the ring. 1, 2, 3. The place erupts.
Wow.
Goes nuts. And then they're like, all right, we're back. We're getting back. All right, we're going to do it again. We're back to shooting. Hulk Hogan stops and goes, no, we're not. Come up here, brother. I want to talk to you.
Wow.
He stopped production for a second. I came up there, and he looks at me and Ozzy. He's like, "Oh man, brother, you guys were like the wrecking crew out there, brother." I'm like, "All right, we got a tag team name if we ever do this for real." But he just wanted to give us our props, and that's my Hulk Hogan story. And
That's beautiful.
So
man.
that as a kid in the '80s, that's like meeting your superhero.
Oh, I met him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I met him when I was 10.
When you were 10?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
10.
No, I was pumped.
Really?
I was pumped. Like, we were supposed to go meet him, and, the after-school program that the military had for us.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then they said, Hulk has to go to another appointment. We missed him. Whoever ran that program loaded all his kids on a bus, and we chased Hulk Hogan to the next place.
Really?
Yeah. I never thought about how crazy that was, but we chased, and I was pumped, bro. I was going to ask him, like, I was on the bus.
Imagine you're Bubba the Love Sponge's wife's house and a school bus pulls up. Her kids start piling out. You're like, put your clothes on.
If you know why that's funny, that is so funny.
But I was going to ask, how he slammed Andre the Giant, whatever.
Sure.
Man, we're in this big auditorium. We're up there, man. He shook my hand, and I said, why you got banana hands? And he was like, hold right there, brother, and slapped me on the back. And I was like, I fucking blew my interview. I blew my interview with the Hulkster.
What is even a banana hand? Were his hands yellow?
No, his hands are just so big, and like it was like bananas, bro. You know what I mean? I'm like, why do you have banana hands?
Oh, his fingers were like long.
Yeah, blew it, bro. 10-year-old, that's exactly how I thought.
Yep. and you'll never get
Never
that
get
chance
another
again.
chance.
Never get
Son
another
of a
chance
bitch.
to make good.
I don't know if I've ever. I don't think I've ever met Hulk Hogan.
Never.
I don't think so.
I figured
All
everyone
right,
at
I
least
got
ran
one
into him.
interview on the Aceman.
Yeah, bad question, but let's not
Great
talk
one.
about it.
You know what he get to 72 or something?
71.
Yeah,
71.
yeah.
You know, the over under on those guys are mid 50s.
Borrowed
You know what I
time,
mean?
buddy. Borrowed time.
All the stress and abuse they put themselves through.
Everyone's looking at Ric Flair going, how?
How?
How? How is,
Todd Bridges conundrum.
how is he doing
Same
this?
thing. Like, how
Everyone
the
just
hell did he
assumes
make
he's
it?
gone. Yeah, the fact that, and this is a meme that's been going around the internet, so this is not my joke, but the fact that Hulk Hogan was like, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and train every day, 71. Ozzy Osbourne, every drug on the planet, 76.
Right.
Have fun, everybody. Let's just say have fun.
Well, look, the reality is it's all genes.
Yeah.
And we cannot handle genes because genes are the one thing you can't control.
None.
So we go, I need something I can control as a human, and I can't control genes, anymore. You can control the color of your eyes. So you go, well, let's get religion. Let's invent religion. And then let's start talking about coffee enemas and zinc and stress and like everything else. And all that is fine, but it doesn't take the place of genes. And it's always weird. I think about this all the time when I hear people talking, like they go, oh, look at that model. You got, what's her name, Sweeney out there doing all her genes. And they'll do these interviews, and they'll go, what do you eat? They go, oh, I live on In-N-Out Burger. And then everyone watching them go, shut up, bitch. You don't live on it. Yes, she does. She has her genes are fucking better than yours.
Yeah.
That's why she looks that way. And by the way, there's no amount of personal trainer or diet that can get your waist to that and get your tits to that and get your ass to that. It's all fucking genes, everyone. Now, within the genes, you can move it around a little bit.
Yeah.
You can destroy things and stuff like that. But it is so much genes, and nobody really understands, Sydney Sweeney, but understands how that works, and we don't want to.
Right.
Because, listen, you know what I watched last night? I watched 2 parts of the 80s, 90s supermodel, Naomi Campbell and Cindy Crawford and all that, that group, the 4 big,
Chrissy Turlington was one of them?
Chrissy Turlington and then Evangelista.
Yeah.
All right. Linda Evangelista. Okay. Let me tell you how their modeling career worked. It wasn't that they ate Sprouts and worked out all day. They turned 15, and then they looked in the mirror, and they went, wow. And then someone else saw them and went, hey, wow. That wasn't a workout regimen. There was no face cream. There was no keto diet. There's no nothing. They worked normal jobs. They lived in normal towns. And then at some point, they sprung a pube and they got a mirror. And then they looked in the mirror and they went, whoever's looking back at me is super hot. And then they looked at the chick who's on the cover of the magazine that they bought at the Piggly Wiggly, and they put it next to their head, standing in front of the mirror, and they went, you know what? I don't think there's anything better there than there is right here.
I got it.
In DeKalb, Illinois, standing in front of this mirror.
Yeah.
And guess who ain't going to be in the fields during the corn harvest next season? This bitch. I'm going to be in Milan. Okay? And that's how it works.
Yep.
Genes.
Yep.
And then they ride those genes. And then at some point, time sort of catches up to them, and they can no longer do what they did, sort of like a great athlete, but they can add another 10, 15 years onto that.
Sure.
Genes, everybody.
Yeah.
Now, the part where we sell you that this face cream or this coffee enema or this juice cleanse or whatever can make you look like the person that's selling it to you, that's the biggest lie in America.
Absolutely.
It works on women, and they buy all that shit, and that's why. But the gene, you know what? You would much rather, if someone said, look, you got to marry a woman.
Okay.
Would you
Darn.
rather...
Wait.
And the goal is for her to look as beautiful as she can for as long as she can.
Sure.
Would you rather marry someone with a super good work ethic, like gets up in the morning, does the Pilates classes, eats right, and does all that. Or a chain-smoking slob with great fucking kick-ass jeans. Give me the slob. Give me the slob. Because the chick who goes to the Pilates class can never look like that. I mean, when you see the models, you see Cindy Crawford, you see Naomi Campbell, and you see these people, you go, there's no amount of working. You would have to take yourself, put yourself in a Cuisinart, and then pour yourself into a mold of Cindy Crawford to resemble that. By the way, Cindy Crawford, I always feel bad. I don't feel bad for the brother, but the sister.
Oh, Cindy has a sister?
She has 2 sisters,
It's not like,
I believe.
It's not like the Bunchins.
Right, Giselle?
Yeah, Giselle, who always claims that her sister is prettier than her.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, but also, that's a great compusult, a great compliment insult.
Yeah.
Oh no, my sister, she's way hotter than me. Yet I doubt the sister is a multi-millionaire banging her Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor.
And also,
so it's like she almost wasted the talents then.
Yeah. She could be banging a Brazilian.
Yeah.
But not necessarily that one.
Now, I don't know. She might be a geneticist or some sort of like scientist or doctor or whatever, research.
Not if she looks better than Giselle.
I was going to say.
Yeah, you don't burn the midnight oil studying for the SATs when you look better than Giselle. No, this is what you do. Female comedians will do this. They'll be a successful one, and then they won't pick another successful one or one that's higher up the food chain than them and go, she's funnier than I am. They pick one you've never heard of, who never has a chance at success, and maybe opening for them on a good night, and goes, Tammy's the funnier one. You know what I mean? Because it's safe. It's safe. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So she's probably better looking than her sister because it's mathematically hard to get better looking than Giselle Bundchen.
Very true.
But the thing is Cindy Crawford has a sister, 2 sisters.
Okay.
And they're showing the old family photos, you know, when everyone's 13 and 9 and 12 or whatever it is. And the one sister, this is the one I feel bad for, looks a little more like Cindy Crawford than Cindy Crawford.
Oh.
Which is possible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna prove it with my Swayze theorem.
What?
Oh, I've seen
Patrick
this.
Swayze has a brother who looks more Don Swayze.
Don Swayze looks like.
Now, everyone just fucking hold your liquid for a second here.
Yeah.
And follow me. Don Swayze looks more like Patrick Swayze than Patrick Swayze does. If you were drawing a picture at a deli, a character of Patrick Swayze, you would end up drawing a lifelike picture of Don Swayze.
Okay.
Don Swayze is the early AI version of Patrick Swayze.
Yes, and you can find me some photos and prove me right. But I do think, just according to the picture I saw, Cindy Crawford's got a sister who looks more Cindy Crawford than her, which that's the real insult.
Sure. Wow. Yes, I am evil Brad Williams, which Peter Dinklage would probably argue is just evil Dinklage.
Like Cindy Crawford, but that's a bitch. Now, if you have a brother, the brother's playing football, he's banging his girlfriend, his sister, Cindy Crawford, that's fine. The sister, especially there's one that's like a year older.
Yeah.
And she's got a job at the local A&W now while you're in fucking Paris. And now you're coming out on the cover of everything. You probably had a few good arguments, too, that led up into this, where you told her she'd never mount anything and everyone hated her because she was ugly or something. You said something horrible that stuck in her craw.
You know the male version of this. We got to watch the male version of this play out on television in front of us. Aaron Rodgers' brother.
Oh yeah,
was on The Bachelor or the Bachelorette. He was one of the bachelors, and just the whole time, whatever woman he was going on a date with kept being like, "So, like, could we meet Aaron?"
Yeah,
at some point. But he looks like Aaron.
Yeah,
he like I don't know if it's a whole Don Swayze situation, but he looks like Aaron. He's not a bad looking guy, and I believe, I could be wrong with this, but I believe at some point Aaron Rodgers' brother was also playing football and was like a like high school quarterback or something. And now that's just now he's like brother. Yeah, I know. Everyone just wants the brother. Okay, okay,
Can't get out of the shadow.
Yeah, but you're right. When you go to when you go to the different gender, fine.
It's fine.
Whatever.
I wish my
all good.
sister was a millionaire who traveled the world and hammered checks.
Well, now that's a weird Google search.
Yeah, get that out of my history.
14-year-old Cindy Crawford.
Google in 14-year-old Cindy Crawford with a penis and see what pops up.
AI slop.
Yeah,
It's also a weird thing because you see the mom, you see the dad, you see the two sisters, and it's like it's there's a little pixie dust involved, you know. It's like a comedy. I always tell people you do making a comedy movie or sitcom or anything. It's like somebody said, I'm going to make a stew for you, Brad, and then you went, okay, well, what do you like? And I go, well, you like beef cubes? Okay,
Yeah.
potato,
Love
get
it.
some onion, get some garlic in there,
Sure.
big chunks of carrot in there,
Awesome.
and beef broth and stuff. And,
Yeah.
and at some point, I was finishing it, and I said, well, here you go, Brad. It's your stew with everything you love in it. And you took a little ladle and you went, yeah.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's
Like,
all right.
you don't know till the end, though.
Right.
So,
right.
like, there's comedies, you can put everything in them, and then you just watch it, and you go, all right.
All right.
And it's that way with supermodels. Like, you see the eyes, you see the chin, you see a little in mom, you see a little in dad, you see a little in the sister, but it's just not all coming together in that perfect order.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yes.
Well, it's like when you and Drew were together, and then everyone tried to duplicate that. It's like you can't just have comedian, physician. You can't just have. There was a special sauce.
I agree.
There was something unique to you guys.
Well, and that becomes a problem because people go with the format.
Right.
And they go to format. And then they would say to me all the time, thank God I was always a douche. I wasn't a douche, but people go, what is it about the format with the sex talk and the doctor? I go, no. Reason the show's successful is because of me and because of Drew. That's all. And they'd go, oh, come on. And they always want to get in a format because formats they can work with.
Right.
People, sorry, there's one Drew, there's one Adam. But the format, and I would go, no, it's us. And I'd go, the show's just two guys talking at night. So if you want to try to, and taking calls.
Go find two guys.
Go
Fine.
find two guys.
But they're not going to do it. It's the same thing that with inside the NBA with Shaq and Barkley, Kenny, Ernie. Everyone's. How long have we had post game shows in sports? Since we have sports on television, we've had post game shows.
Right.
The magic of those guys together, you cannot duplicate. Cannot.
We have a young picture now. Is Cindy on the right?
They over Swayze.
I wonder if
Swayze,
there's like a Chuck Swayze, the dad, who just looked like 5 Swayzes, you know? Because that's a lot of Swayze in your seed, right? So you got to seed Swayze that shit.
Strong,
I mean, that's like you go,
Swayze.
fuck. Now, my dad didn't have a lot of seed power, you know? So his kids just kind of were like, you know, like whatever. And you don't know my dad was my dad. If you saw him, you wouldn't know my mom was my mom. Nothing. But some people, that Swayze seed, man, that's a potent seed. It's a strong seed.
Strong Swayze seed. That's a
Swayze
funny
seed.
alliteration.
Swayze cocky party.
Yeah, buddy.
So yeah, I've been watching. They all figured out they were hot about 15. And
that's how you become a supermodel.
Yes.
Figure out you're hot at 15.
right.
I don't know, measure the size of your face.
There's always they always get passed on early for some reason, you know.
Sure.
There's like a Miss Illinois teen pageant, and I came in 4th. You know what I mean? It's like how many bitches in DeKalb, Illinois are hotter than Cindy Crawford at 16? You know,
Yeah.
But somehow. They always there's always that, you know, it's like when the program director wanted me to do a radio show and I was like, how about I do it me and my friend Jimmy, and they're like, he's not talent. He's a behind the scenes guy.
I mean,
you're talent.
been saying it for years.
He's hosting the Oscars. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like it's insane how many of those slip through the crack. So I guess it's built in. It could go no other way. But Cindy Crawford didn't come in second to Giselle Bundchen, who lived across the street.
Right.
She came in 4th to a bunch of no names from DeKalb.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
I mean, I don't know if there's some Michael Jordan getting cut from his high school team
Right.
in there, where it's like Cindy needed the extra motivation to get hotter. I don't know.
She willed her hotness. I did not do myself any favors
She took that personally.
by going to DeKalb, Illinois. DeKalb, Illinois.
Because that's her birthplace. It's
It's her birthplace.
Okay.
DeKalb, Illinois is the first college Drew and I ever played.
Oh, wow.
And we toured the country. We ended up playing hundreds of them. Played these big 3,000 seat venues with all these college students. There's no act. There's no anything. It was just an hour and a half to kill. And we just walk on stage. And we didn't know what we were doing. It always worked out. But we were driving from Chicago to DeKalb. Look it up, Dawson. It must be, if memory serves, it's about 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours. Like 90, hour 45 out of Chicago. But
I'm amazed there's a town in Illinois I haven't toured yet.
Yeah.
I've been to Peoria, Rockford.
It's
so
all
many other
cornfields
cities.
out there.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because they go, you're going in and they're going, well, we're going to have dinner with the student union and then we'll do the show or whatever. And you go, okay. And then you go, what's for dinner? And they go, casserole. And you're like, oh, I'm from North Hollywood. We haven't had a casserole since 77.
Yeah.
But we're back in 1980, like casserole. By the way,
Love it.
I had nothing wrong with a
Nothing
casserole.
wrong with casserole.
So
Good stuff.
they kept telling me that Cindy Crawford was born there. And this is, by the way, this is 1997. Cindy Crawford's at the height of her powers,
Right, that's the peak.
And they're telling everywhere you want. It's like, Cindy Crawford. And about the 12th person that told me that, I was like, yeah, but then she turned 15 and she left. So she left. And it's not where you're born. That's random. It's where you go to and the place you leave. So it's really an indictment of the cow. Where is she now?
Malibu, spreading hate on the
Spreading
beach.
hate on the beach with Randy Gerber. So
Just pouring tequila on minorities.
every one of these
That's the hate of the
bitches
beach.
was born somewhere.
Yeah.
And they're all gone. And now they live here.
Yeah.
So that's the bragging rights. It's where they moved to, not where they were shit out of. You understand? And everyone got angry at me.
I can imagine so.
Well, because until that moment, every girl in DeKalb thought that they could be Cindy Crawford.
Well, they still can. They're just going to have to move to Milan when they're 16
Right.
and never return to
And
DeKalb.
have perfect genetics.
Yes. 37 minutes from Chicago? Wow,
That's what it says,
I thought it was a longer haul than that. I just remember being in the back of a stretch limo. They picked you up. By the way, everything smelled like cigarette smoke, back
Sure.
then, like the back of the limo, and me and Drew. 37. How many miles
37.
is it? That's what I need to know. I didn't know it was a striking distance of Chicago. It's by the way, it's in the sticks, man. It's like cornfields everywhere. Like, it is weird.
Yeah, it's always jarring when you're in like one of the big metropolises of our country, like Chicago, and you go 20 minutes out and you're like, oh, there's nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, wow.
57 miles.
Amazing.
Oh, that makes more sense.
I did some shows, some music shows in DeKalb a long
Oh, you
time
did?
ago. I did that trip, and I was in DeKalb when they had the corn festival. The biggest thing in DeKalb
Sure.
is the corn festival.
Someone gets-
and they called it
Yeah.
the corn festival, and it really bothered me that they didn't call it corn on DeKalb.
Oh, Dawson, leaving fucking money on the table.
I don't get it.
Now, according to my calculations, Dawson, if DeKalb is 57 miles outside of Chicago, in order to make it in 37 minutes, you'd have to average 119 miles an hour. So I may have been right with my initial projection that it was about an hour and a half out.
You're
but
doing the cannonball run straight
yeah.
to Chi-Town.
yeah, like Wile E. Coyote probably couldn't have made it
Nah.
on one of his Acme rockets.
Well, at least we all know the traffic in and out of Chicago is notoriously just wide open.
Well, this
it's not
is
bad at
but
all.
if you want to know my life,
Yeah.
here's my life. I went to DeKalb once and one time
I'm
only.
sorry, I thought you meant the flight. How long is the flight? I missed
From
that.
Chicago to DeKalb?
There
I
is-
didn't
there
even
is a
know
flight.
you could fly.
Yeah, yes, you can.
Wait, you would fly 57 miles?
You can. Expedia has a.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
there's
get on this.
There's a
Private,
municipal
baby.
airport in DeKalb,
That's
and it's a 37-minute flight.
incredible.
I think
to me.
it's pronounced Dechab.
That is bizarre to go somewhere that's under 60.
under 60 miles.
So it'd be like me Like, so
Take it
Well,
Orange
you can
County.
you can
Go to Orange
technically
County.
fly from Burbank to LAX.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can,
I
buddy.
guess you can. Oh, you can fly from Burbank to Orange County or whatever. Yeah, but I guess you wouldn't. But the point is here's how my brain works. I did this shit 28 years ago, and I've never been back. But I have a recollection of being in the car for a while. So then when I say how long from Chicago to DeKalb, and Dawson, who owns a computer, says 37 minutes, I stop and I go, well, this is weird because he's got a computer, and all I have is a distant memory. But my distant memories are good. And I was in that car for a while. And then I stop and I do what annoys everyone. I go, thank you for that. Now tell me the distance so at some point I can be correct with this. And so, yeah, it took an hour and a half to get there. And they also invented barbed wire there.
Wow.
Which I explained to them as well wasn't really much of an achievement because barbs and wire already existed. You just made a Reese's peanut butter cup. It's like you shouldn't take a lot of credit for that.
You guys looked at a prison and went, how can we keep these people in here more?
Yes, barbed wire and Cindy Crawford.
Hell of a legacy for that town.
It's the problem from being from L.A. You know this. I know this.
Yep.
There's no plaque in front of the high school. There's no buzz on the street. Brad Williams. No one gives a fuck because there's everyone all the time and no one gives a shit.
Right.
You grow up I guarantee if you grew up in DeKalb, there'd be a lot of talk about Cindy Crawford, barbed wire,
Brad Williams.
casserole, and then...
The Brad Williams Community Theater is still there to this day.
Yes, you've seen the plaque on the park bench.
Exactly.
Theater for ants.
All right.
Yeah, Sunny Hills High School. Why don't you name the theater after me?
Yeah, you were.
I went there.
You went there.
I went there.
Sunny
4
Hills
years.
High School?
Sunny Hills. I know.
I went to North Hollywood High.
Sounds like a retirement home. Sunny
It
Hills.
sounds like somewhere leprechauns come from.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I got Bill. I went to North Hollywood High, and I think I get. When they do famous alumni, I think I'm below Christy Canyon, the porn star. I think she's like a notch above me.
To be fair, I've never spanked it to you yet.
The day is young.
Yet.
Sit around.
Yet.
All right.
Do a couple more push-ups.
Let's take a break. We'll do some news. We'll do all that.
Memorable moments from the Adam Carolla Show's Ace Awards archives.
Listen, this is legendary newsman Ted Koppel. I don't know if you know this. I haven't been on your TV recently. Why is that? Because now I'm hawking porno. And let me tell you, the best porno to hawk is the personal touch. Let me tell you why. It's strictly X. It's hot. It's wonderful. And, breaking news, I just blew my balls off to the personal touch. That's right. I had a built-up, abnormally large amount of semen in my balls.
The 2025 Ace Awards, coming this December. Now back to the Adam Carolla Show.
That's so funny you said coming this December. I was also coming to the personal touch. This is Ted Koppel reporting that my loads are still rather large.
I want to hear Bobby Hollander again. I can't get enough of Bobby Hollander. And if he went to North Hollywood High, he'd be above me as well. I had a vague recollection like years ago that I rented a tape back when people would rent porno tapes called Bobby Hollander's Porn Bloopers. And I was like, well, I like porn. I like comedy.
I like bloopers.
I like Alan Funt.
Yeah.
So, I like Dom DeLuise. So, you know what? I like Bob Saget. So, you know what?
I love blooping.
This is blooping. This is porn and his bloopers. Sign me up. It was horrible. It was horrible. But
What was your favorite? What were some of the highlights of a porn blooper tape? I got to know this.
there's always the jib mic smacking the guy in the ass. It wasn't even funny. It was basically nonsensical. But I remember Bobby Hollander. And then I went and looked him up, and then I found this.
I remember I saw a porn blooper one time on the internet, and I was like, sometimes you see a blooper, and you're like, that's not a blooper. That's like assault or a death, or like that's a crime. It was the guy in the porno scene.
He farted in her face.
Blew his load, and then it landed on like one of the cameramen.
It's a biohazard.
What the, like?
That's against OSHA.
Is there an HR department in porn? Because if there is, I think you got a complaint.
Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Very
Boogie Nights, and Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah.
This stars Paul Thomas.
Yeah.
wow.
Paul Thomas Anderson must have been hip
Did he see the
to
personal
Bobby
touch?
Hollander. Well, it's a calling, right? You hear your name.
Wonder they did some research and then it inspired anything.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
All right. Do we got some news?
Got some news. Sydney Sweeney's new American Eagle Good Genes ad is accused of being Nazi propaganda. Who approved this?
What?
Yeah,
Everything is
Sydney
Nazi
Sweeney's being
propaganda.
slammed by fans for allegedly promoting Nazi propaganda by her Great Genes ad. Here's all right.
All right.
Where's the Nazi propaganda coming in?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just.
Is it because she's blonde and white? Is that why?
You can find it quick on some libs of TikTok sort of thing where people are trying to cancel them because they're saying, she's got good genes.
got a little eugenics to it. Listen, everybody. The thing. Okay, here's
This
the
seems
here's
like
the thing.
rage baiting.
Oh
Kinda.
yeah, no,
definitely.
I think there's a new world order. You find it in stand up and you find it with TV commercials and stuff. They're leaning into this now. Like we went. I told everyone, safe spaces and octagons, right? You turn on the TV, you see a Subaru commercial. It's a mixed gay couple who adopted a sheep, and there's nothing about the car. Then you switch to channel, and it's a Dodge Ram truck commercial, and Dana White is screaming "America, America, America," while guys are pumping shotguns and doing donuts in the desert in a Ram, right? Like it's literally fireworks, flags, cowboy hats, guns, trucks in America. So what we're doing, that's the octagon. Literally, I said to Dr. Drew, safe spaces and octagons for the last 10 years. They're having a UFC fight on the lawn of the White House. It's Dana White is screaming about America on a Dodge commercial.
Right.
And then the other side is going to be vibes and Subarus and lesbians. Okay. That's safe spaces and octagons. So everyone else, Madison Avenue will figure it out. They'll go, look, why don't we piss everyone off and just fucking have a Dodge truck and start waving the flag and have Dana White? And they go, Dana White's not a voice. Fuck it. Let him do it.
Yeah.
We'll play the commercial. Tell me, this is literally 0 females.
Yeah.
Yep.
One black guy popped in at the very end after we saw 129 white faces. they just went, fuck you.
Yeah.
Right? Just to show Brad, just because it makes me laugh.
Now let's go to a Subaru commercial.
I will show you the Volkswagen commercial.
Okay.
Because the Volkswagen commercial from about 3 years ago, and every Subaru commercial and every fucking feel-good bullshit, every commercial for Dove where there's a fat chick trying to sell something, we've all went, fuck it, asshole. No more. One Cindy Crawford, I want a fucking Dodge truck. I want a guy jumping a motorcycle. I want a rodeo. I want Kenny Wayne Shepherd, who does own. I do believe the Dukes of Hazzard car. I do believe. See if Kenny Wayne Shepherd owns a replica of the Dukes of Hazzard. That's the fucker we want in this commercial. All right, this is a commercial from 3 years ago that led to this and Trump.
Okay.
No, nothing. Just two homos adopting a sheep.
Wow.
To be fair, neither did the Ram. It was the exact opposite of that.
Those cars were
nothing about the car.
airborne.
Yeah,
They were
right.
burning
But they were
rubber.
doing donuts.
Yeah, there was a bull jumping through the air with the cowboy in his back.
That commercial
Right.
gave way to the octagon. Everyone
everything
went,
else.
fuck this.
You got to go the complete opposite way.
Right.
Which is true.
And so
That's what happens.
The
pendulum swings, but now there's no middle ground. It's just all extremes.
the genes are going, fuck it. We're leaning into all this.
Yeah, let's have
fuck everybody.
Let's have Sydney Sweeney with an arched back.
I know.
Telling everyone, zipping up the jeans.
Zipping up her pants.
I want to hear her again because she sounds like a person who's talking but bored with what they're saying and about to fall asleep.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, I have girl.
Yeah, a little raspy crust in her.
She's like, she's literally boring herself.
I'm just squirt.
Don't tell me she eats In-N-Out burger. That's all she eats.
Am I wrong for saying I don't see what's wrong with that
There's
commercial?
nothing wrong with it.
I don't see anything wrong with that commercial.
No, we're at a point where we got to find Hitlerian comparisons. We got to go to the beach and find shit. Like, we're looking for everything. That guy with the metal detector in Malibu on the beach, he's not looking for metallic stuff. He's looking for hate.
I've said a version of this for a really long time. If you call everything a Nazi,
There's
nothing
no
is
more
a Nazi.
Nazis.
So save the word
the
Nazi
Nazis.
for the Nazis.
I agree.
I know you've wanted to save the Nazis, but
Save the Nazis. No, I've said a million times. I've said a million times, never been a better time to be an actual racist.
Yeah.
You just get lumped in with Sidney Sweeney.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
No one will know.
Someone
no one will
just
care.
says, something that, oh, you're just like that person that one time misspoke like one time for a millisecond and then immediately corrected themselves.
If somebody said, did you hear that racist shit that any comedian said? You just go, okay, give me a break. Yeah, I'm sure. Sure, it was horrible.
Yeah, now,
Right.
If someone told me, hey, did you hear about so-and-so comedian? They said something really racist. I'll go, oh, you mean funny?
Right. All right. What else? We got?
Next up, astronaut Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau step out for dinner in Montreal 1 month after she announces a split from Orlando Bloom.
I was just in Montreal last week.
Well,
why didn't I run into
I
them?
don't know. They were seen eating at a neighborhood restaurant, La Violon. People can confirm.
Okay.
The duo met with Chef Danny Smiles during dinner and headed to the kitchen after the meal to thank the staff.
Sure.
What do you think they talk about, those two geniuses?
I know. I don't know.
Trudeau
Socks?
and Katy Perry.
Wasn't Trudeau married? Or did he get separated or divorced or something? It's a weird thing. So Trudeau's got the deep leg cross, super chick-like deep leg cross, right?
Yeah.
And Obama's got the deep leg cross, and Gavin Newsom's, all the progressive dudes have the deep crossover to signal that where they're at emotionally with the community and whatever. And it's hard to get deeper than Gavin, but Trudeau gets a real deep leg cross too. Mm-hmm. I was watching an interview. Pete Buttigieg, gay guy, no deep leg cross, over the top, ankle on kneecap.
Love it.
That's Indiana gay. That ain't California gay. If it's California, you're gay. You got to twist yourself like a piece of pasta or pretzel.
He's so gay.
They got separated in 2023,
Yeah,
so he
18
was
years
married.
of marriage. Yeah.
Okay.
Separated.
Well, I mean, sure, people can date who they want to date, but here's what I'll say about this though. I don't think I'll ever be this famous, but I don't want to be so famous to where when I eat at a restaurant, I feel like, okay, I'll go to the back and I'll say hi to all the staff.
Right, yeah.
I see.
I just want to pay the check and get out.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like so famous where it's like, oh my God, this is a moment for everyone to meet me, so I'm going to go do
There's
this.
the right amount of famous to be. I've been around that level in my life, and it's the part where the manager recognizes you, but the guys in the booth behind you don't. And so you don't get bugged, but the manager sends over an appetizer and then does somebody sits you at a high top in the middle, and then he goes, well, let's see if we can do a little better than that. And then you get moved to a booth in the corner. That's what you want. Just that guy.
Dude, so I was having dinner one time at one of my favorite places in Vegas. Shout out to them. Herbs and Rye. It's way off strip.
Go there all the time.
Great steakhouse. Herbs and Rye.
Great.
And they're all
open late.
Open late. So you can go to a show, you can go to a club. I can do my show, and then when I'm done with my show, done with my meet and greet, I can be like, let's go to Herbs and Rye and get a steak dinner. Awesome place.
Awesome.
So we go, and there's a line.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a Friday night or whatever after my show, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. This sucks. I really wanted Herbs and Rye. They do a blue cheese crust. It's so good. And then one of the people comes out. I'm with a sports reporter who's named Amin Al Hassan, and they recognizes us and goes, "What are you guys doing in line?"
Yeah.
And we're like, oh. And then he just gets us right in.
I got that at Herbs and Rye
Sat
too.
down at a table.
Yeah.
Oh, and then had the best damn meal ever. Shout out to Herbs and Rye.
Great. Yeah. Place serves good food when people eat with plates at the bar.
Yes.
Now, sushi's something else, and finger food is something else. But I'm talking about a full plate with steak and potatoes at the fucking bar.
Don't care. Don't need a booth. Don't need a whatever.
I'm eating here.
Yes.
Yep. Can't find a booth. I don't care. I'm eating here.
Yeah.
That's what that place is. When guys, bartenders who are bartenders, waiters who know their shit, it's nice. Old school.
Nothing better.
All right. Sorry. What else we got?
Oh,
Katy Perry.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Katy
I don't
Perry.
like this. Okay. Katy Perry has bangs.
Okay.
I don't think bangs ever helped anybody. I don't think they've helped. I don't even think
I
they
have
helped.
fond memories of the era where girls would tease their bangs out over like they look like Bugs Bunny's girlfriend. You know?
I think in general you are correct.
Right?
I will present a Zooey Deschanel.
There we go. You talk about this straight across
got
kind of
me.
vibe?
Yeah,
I'm into that.
I'll
got
present her, but I think in general there's always
I see what you're saying.
exceptions do not prove the rule. So
No, you're right with the Deschanel.
yes, but in general you are correct.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Imagine
Man.
we got the Swayze seed together, the Deschanel egg.
Oh man.
Oh, man. The
That's gonna be a
glorious
good one.
Deschanel egg with the Swayze seed. How powerful a celebrity that would be.
I just realized something. Now I know why Katy Perry is going for Trudeau. Because her ex-husband is Russell Brand. So she's swinging back the complete
politically.
other side of the pendulum. She's trying to show everyone, whoa, 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 whoa. I know I was married to that guy, but I don't agree with that. So now I'm going complete other direction.
I thought she was trying to get on the Canadian Space Force.
I wonder. Yeah.
She's going to the other side now.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I guess it sort of means, well, anyway, she seems like she's going a little cuckoo. But, and I forgot about the Russell Brand part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was married to Russell Brand, and now,
Orlando Bloom
Orlando Bloom.
after that.
Yeah, and we don't know Orlando's politics, but maybe after all of the allegations that are being thrown Russell's way, she's like, "Whoa, whoa,
going Trudeau.
I'm female leg cross guy over there. That's who I'm with. I'm not. Don't think I'm with this guy. No. That's what I like.
Yeah, well, they're
complete other
always
thing.
the thing that's weird about Russell Brand, who I like. He's been on this show, and he's a very good talker, and he's a very interesting thinker. Every 2.5 years, something comes up, and it's like, oh, this looks bad, and then nothing. It's just a whole bunch of stuff, and then it's nothing. It's he's basically a one-man Epstein list. It's like, oh, it's gonna drop. Oh man, Dan Bongino's pissed, man. That shit's coming out. You better lawyer up it. And then 3 years goes by, like nothing, and then something, and then
something
nothing
else will happen,
and then something, and then nothing.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing with Russell. It's like it's something, and it's like, oh, he's going away forever now. They're going to lock him up in a bell tower in England. Then nothing.
Yeah, you just gave TMZ blue balls for something.
That's right.
That's what Katy Perry's doing. She's going to the other side to show like this is where I'm at right now. At least that's my prediction.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, next up, Ozzy Osbourne says he did not want his funeral to be a mope fest, and he's hoping that everybody rocks out for him. On Tuesday, the Birmingham
They already
City Council
got the Mope
announced,
Fest. They already have that. It's called the Lilith Fair.
He already had the best funeral ever.
Yeah.
He was alive
Lively
for it.
That's right.
He was there. That was that thing, that show that he did back at the beginning, Black Sabbath. That's the greatest send off anyone's ever had. He goes there. He's like, hey, he knew he didn't have a lot of time left. He said it in interviews afterward. And he has bands flying in from all over the world. Bands like Metallica, Pantera, flying in, doing 15-minute sets. Why? Just to tell Ozzy, thank you, and you are great. He gets that moment with the crowd, the last shows. That's it. You won.
Yeah.
That's the greatest funeral ever.
You sit in a throne
Yes.
and you get a rock and roll funeral.
Yes.
While you just sit there and are adored by every band you've influenced.
Keep
my Kelly Osbourne story, because it's the one time I thought I was in trouble. Because
Okay.
when I did Loveline, I'd always go, women know nothing about World War II. Nothing. There's never been with a woman that's known anything about World War II. Now, guys get into it, but listen, you don't need to take deep dives. But as an American, you should know rudimentary facts about World War II.
Sure.
So I made that proclamation. And then Kelly Osbourne announced, because she was in the studio, I know everything about World War II. And I thought,
Never a good sign.
dude, I hate being shown up this way, but you're like a 17-year-old chick at the time. You know everything about it. Yes. And then I said, why? And she said, I would sit with my dad and watch World at War every night. His dad was born, London was still bombed out when Ozzy made it to the planet.
Yeah.
So it was still rubbly.
So yeah.
When he got here. Yeah, because he would have been born in 48, I think, as I think about it. It said died in 77?
Yeah, 76. Yeah, 76, I believe.
All right, so he would die. He was born in the 40s. I mean, the war was over in 45, but anyway.
Still.
Yeah, but if I live in La Cañada. If it was bombed by Nazis for 5 years, and then I was born 4 years later, I'd hear some story.
Sure.
I'd go, where's the Whole Foods? There's a crater there.
There's been some rumblings.
Yes. So he grew up 48, December, though, late.
Well done.
Ozzy born. So right after the war. And so she said, I sat with my dad, and he would endlessly watch these things, and I would sit with him. And I was like, oh, shit, I may have met my match.
Ooh, got a ringer.
All he did is sit and watch these things. I said, all right, well, let's start broad, and we'll narrow it down to, gliders over Dunkirk or something.
Yeah.
She goes, I go, who were the Allied Axis forces? Who were the big, who fought who? And she goes, oh, that's a trick question. I go, oh boy, all right. Well, I think I may have won this one. I couldn't start with Japan fought America and America fought Germany. I didn't ask her what side New Guinea was on.
No.
You know what I mean? Like I said, give me the broad stroke.
Give me the general in the Pacific.
Just give me the general.
What were the numbers of the Western Front? You didn't say that.
You could have left Russia out. You could have said England and America were fighting Japan and Germany or something if you wanted to.
Sure.
I would have nothing. Got nothing. Said it was a trick question, and I was like, my point has never been proven. More than that, still under protest to this day. By the way, still doesn't like it. But I do not think you're allowed to argue that you know a lot. Like I couldn't call myself a Super Bowl expert if I didn't know the name of either team that played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're like, well, who played in the last Super Bowl? Like, well, how would anyone know?
Yeah, trick question.
I am an expert on the Denver Broncos. All right, who's the greatest Broncos quarterback of all time? Well, why would I have that information?
Yeah.
No.
Ozzy got the greatest send-off ever. You're right. What was it, 2-3 weeks earlier?
Yeah.
So that's
ever. Like he got that love.
It's pretty wild.
It's insane, man. I think they're doing a doc on that concert, or that concert's going to be made available to watch at some point. But yeah, I can't wait. Take all my money.
All right. We're going to talk to a couple of interesting guys, former NFL players, filmmakers, and football players. They've got a really interesting doc out about Alabama, baby. Ooh. Man, good stuff. Let me waiting for them, but let me give Brad a plug. Brad's doing shows all over the place, and Brad's a really good stand-up comedian. And if you want to buy some tickets, I would suggest you do it. And the way you do it is you go to bradwilliamscomedy.com.
Correct.
Mayhem.
Yo.
I don't know if you got a place that you want people to go.
Yeah, Mayhem Miller. Start my own show. Check it out.
I'm going to be at Portland at Helium's cool club over there.
Love that club.
August 7th, doing a couple shows there. And we'll talk to Caleb and Jeremiah right after this.
And now, Alcoa presents Definitely Not a Jew on the Adam Carolla Show. Dateline, Clearwater, Florida. A 49-year-old man was arrested for disorderly intoxication in the parking lot of an Applebee's. At the time, the man was wearing a wig, fake breasts, and a pink thong. Definitely not a Jew.
Caleb Castile has joined us. He has a doc out along with his dad. as well. Nothing but a winner. It'll be nationwide released coming up any day now, July 31st. Good to see you, Caleb.
Great to see you. Very interesting intro right there. That's exciting.
It's an old joke and a long story, but Alabama. First off, so I got the doc. It wouldn't download, so I watched the trailer. The trailer's spectacular. I make documentaries, so I know good documentaries when I see documentaries. The first thing I thought as a documentary filmmaker, it's like so much footage, so much, NCAA, Alabama, national title stuff. Were you able to clear all of that stuff, or how did all that work?
Yeah, well, I mean, it helped us having a great relationship with the University of Alabama, obviously, right? Which goes all the way back to my dad going there as an 18-year-old in 1979 and playing through 82 under Coach Bryan. But to answer your question, as far as from a perspective of filmmaker and producer, it was tough. But the secret was going into the archivals, going all to the museum that they have, right? So it's already getting a lot of the awesome stuff that they've already cleared, and not having to go and pay all these people for game right footage and all of that stuff. So a lot of the archival that you see was stuff that was already cleared.
So you played,
it was free.
You played corner for Alabama on 2 national championship seasons?
Yes, sir. Sure did.
Corner.
Sure did.
That corner is a dream. That's a dream job. And I just think, I don't know why. I grew up playing football. I love playing football.
Uh-huh.
I was, good enough to get a scholarship in high school, but I was not, going anywhere with it. But somehow, while everyone else sort of fantasized about playing the quarterback or the running back, I'd fantasize about playing the cornerback. I just thought that was the coolest position out on the field. So much potential good and so much potential bad, right?
That means you must have had a lot of confidence, Adam. It's a position that takes tons of confidence. It takes a willingness to just be out there by yourself in essence, right? You're a man on an island and you're guarding what, is probably going to be their best player on the field. And look, if it doesn't go your way, everyone sees it. You know what I mean? So
right.
My dad, as a corner, always talked about having a short memory when when a play doesn't go your way, and going back to the line of scrimmage and lining it up again. But yeah, I mean, DB is a pretty flashy position. It's a fun position to play when things go your way.
Your dad played in the NFL as a cornerback, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's cool. I mean, obviously, they've always had some, pretty cool defensive backs going all the way back. But, Sanders probably brought the real sort of modern swagger to it, although there've always been some good guys out there. So the thing I love about football, and it's in the trailer and it's in the doc, is it's like teamwork, discipline, will, execution, team, just the kind of stuff. Every lesson you want your son and or daughter to learn in life is right there. It's all there. Every single aspect of what it takes to be a good citizen and a good parent and a good employee and a good everything, a good dad. It's all in football. And the fact that I tell people all the time, they go, oh, you don't want your kid playing football. You don't want that. I go, no, I do. I want all that stuff. That's the most important stuff you can give somebody. And everything I got is from that. I didn't have it at home.
Wow.
I didn't have it at school. I only had it with the coaches and the practice and the field. And then at some point, I couldn't play anymore, and I just took that in another direction and use it every day. Do you feel that way?
I 100% feel that way. I mean, look, I wasn't. I played behind and across from 2 first-round picks, right? Dre Kirkpatrick was a first-round pick, and then D. Milliner was a first-round pick. So, like, I didn't spend a lot of time on the field, as you can imagine, Adam. And so that comes down to what? Like, okay, if I'm not getting my way as far as playing time, I still have a role to play here, right? And learning that as a young man, learning how to play your role, do what you can do for the greater good of the team, the overall result of the team, and the benefit of everyone, right? That's early adversity to me that I believe was very important in shaping who I am today and taking those values from Coach Saban into, being a producer and actor and sort of working my way through this crazy business. And, one of my favorite stories, Adam, in line with this is like, we're practicing to go. I can't remember which specific game. I believe it was a national championship game. It had to have been. This is my sophomore year going to play in New Orleans against LSU. And at the time, I was a through and through scout team guy at this time. So it's like, you're really playing your role, right? And we're doing a special teams drill the week of practice before we leave. And I'm all jacked up, and I come off of the line of scrimmage, and I come back and I block the punt. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I showed him, and like that, that's a good play. And as I'm jogging around to go back and line up again, Coach Saban just lays into me. And I can remember like it was yesterday. Castile, it's not about you, It's like, and it was right. Like, this drill was not about me. And cool, sure, I hustled, I made a great play, but that wasn't what was in the design of that play. We needed to prepare our punt return team to go down to LSU and play this game, right? So me blocking the punt and showing out as the 4th string guy on scout team right now is not in the best interest of what we need to do in the time we needed to get it done. So to your point, man, it's just lessons like that, right? And coming from a family, this lineage of successful football players that I come from, and you want to prove yourself and do these things, but I think it's those little lessons right there. And it only takes one time of Coach Saban chewing your ass out to really, have something hit home. And I never forgot that. And I think for me, like being a producer, a storyteller, it's like you have all these moving pieces. You have to be able to just trust, right, your people to get things done. They got to be able to trust that you're going to get your job done. And I think that is what has carried over from being on a team sport like football.
Yeah, I wish more people had that experience. There's so much easier to work with, and even had this theory about former NFL offensive linemen, which is sort of the lowest of the excitement. The cornerbacks exciting, the quarterback and everything. But I had this theory because I started noticing a lot of these former interior NFL offensive linemen were really successful outside of the NFL. And I realized, it's all teamwork. It's all sacrifice. It's all given. Yeah. If you're going to be an offensive lineman, all you do is help other people. You just block so someone else can score the touchdown. You're just, everyone else is celebrating in that it's all in service of somebody else. You know what I mean? And it's not, it's pretty thankless, especially if you're doing it in high school or pee-wee football or something, and you're just blocking for somebody else who gets all the glory and the cheerleaders and everything. And later on, when you're done, you take that mentality into the business world and it works. Yeah. And that's whereas the showboating wide receiver who's used to all the accolades doesn't have that same success in business after they retire. Not statistically like the linemen do, because it's a different it's a different discipline, you know. And for them, they're used to being in the limelight and number one and getting all the applause and all that. And now it's a different world for them. It's interesting, but I do think every lesson you sort of need in life is there. It's basically in the football. It's in football and the military. But the military is just football, and football is just the military, right? I mean, essentially, guys.
If you ask, I was gonna say, if you ask those guys who played back in my dad's day, and you know those Junction boys, they would definitely agree. You know,
well, I don't.
Those guys that were dying on the football field.
I don't think people. I try to explain it to younger women all the time. Like they go, you can't talk that way. I go, you don't understand the way people used to talk to people and what they would do to you. First off, Alabama's got to be hotter than hell out there. When your dad was playing, your dad's 66, is he, years of age?
He's 64.
Oh, 64. First off, see, it says, my bio says 66. That's why I'm not wrong. 64. They thought water was bad for you. Okay.
Yeah.
They thought you would cramp up if they gave you water. And so they would just run you and run you and run you and torture you in the sun. And that's all. And all they were trying to do is break you somehow or something. I don't even know what it was, but I got the same treatment, and I wasn't even playing for Bear Bryant, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And the salt tablets too.
Tablets.
It's like, let's dehydrate them even more.
Yeah, at some point, they figured out, I guess people need to hydrate a little if we're running them out in the sun. But I always thought a lot of it was just psychological. Like they're just trying to break you. You know, they would say, you'd be running wind sprints in the hot. I grew up in the San Fernando Valley in Los Angeles. It was the same, hotter than hell. And you'd be running, and at some point, the coach would go, "Are you tired, gentlemen?" And if you said yes, then they'd go, "Because you're in bad shape. We got to keep running." And if you said no, they would say, "Good. We're going to do more wind sprints." So there wasn't really any correct answer to "Are you tired?"
Lose-lose situation right there.
Oh, we'd be doing wind sprints, and they'd yell at you if your mouthpiece was out. You know, like stupid stuff. But it was all just torture, right?
You know, all those things where you like, you know, if you're if you're bent over, you know, it's a sign of weakness, and there's no air down there, gentlemen, and all that stuff, you know.
It's
man.
I mean, I don't know.
All of that adversity is good for you.
Did Saban, how tough was he at practice?
Oh, I mean, the toughest. Like, the only thing that separated their practice mindsets, Coach Saban and Coach Bryant, was the NCAA and the rules, right? I mean, Coach Saban, if he could have when I was there, I mean, and the rules have only gotten more and more strict. Like, I don't even think they can have two a day. I don't even think they really have two a days now in college ball, or any level, really. I don't think they have two a days anymore. But yeah, I mean, he was tough as nails, man. And Coach Saban had a philosophy and understood that if he had guys that could run all day and all night at any position, we're going to win ball games. Because, you know, not only is he, you know, we have 5 stars backing up 5 stars, right? Like, I used to just sit on the sideline sometimes and watch our big guys substitute in and out, right? You imagine as a you know, left or right tackle, you're getting your ass whooped all day by one guy who's just an absolute beast, can go all day, has a crazy motor. You know, one of these guys like Courtney Upshaw or Dante Hightower, right? And then all of a sudden, that guy leaves out on second down, and the third down guy comes in. That's just a different version of him, probably even faster. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Coach Saban was just so tough. And one of the things that made him tough was this understanding that, like, my guys are going to be able to run. And that's what we did, Adam. Day in, day out, in season, out of season, we just ran.
Now, see, for you, obviously, you're a blue chip recruit, or you don't end up at Alabama, and your legacy, because your dad was a star there. But you got to make a decision, because, you know, you go to Alabama and there's a whole bunch of talent on that team. And now you're not the guy you were in high school, because there's so much insane talent around you that you're not getting the playing time that you may have been used to or wanted. Now, if you'd gone to, I don't know, UCLA, then you'd be starting. I mean, and you wouldn't have to go to a junior college or anything. You just have to go to a school that was not Alabama. You know, maybe just a couple of rungs down from Alabama, you know. But then you got the pressure because your dad went there. So how did that work with you?
Yeah, so what's interesting is my first scholarship offer was from Auburn, of all places.
Wow.
You know, obviously our rival there in Alabama. And I was an athlete, what they call. So, like, I played a couple different positions, and Coach Saban was really the one who talked me into playing DB. You know, coming to college and playing DB. I did, and I also had a bunch of different looks and opportunities from the UCLAs of the world and different SEC schools and some ACC schools to go and play offense. But I had, you talk about how my dad influenced this decision I made to go and play for Coach Saban instead of going to one of these other schools and playing offense. You know, all of those other schools that were offering me an opportunity to come play ball had losing records. And my dad was like, hey, this is simple, man. Like, you don't want to be on a losing program. Like, you don't want to go to a losing school. And this man has a tremendous ability to shape men and shape your character. This is a process that lasts 4 years, and no, it'll be hard as hell, and it'll feel like it's never going to be over. It's going to be over in the snap of a finger, blink of an eye, and you got to go and live your life. And, you know, shoot, this many guys make it to the league. It's a 1% chance, and you know the statistics. So I just made that decision, Adam, based off of like, okay, where am I going to have the best opportunity to win in life? And I chose Alabama, and if I could go back, I would choose Alabama every single time. So yeah.
How are there other docs you're working on? Because as a guy who makes docs, they just sort of begat the next one. You do one, and then you start making docs, and then you start looking at life through the lens of, ooh, that'd be a good idea for a doc. Yeah, so I want to do one about that guy, you know. And then you and then people come to you and they go, hey, I got an idea for a doc. So other doc ideas you're kicking around?
Yeah, we got some stuff on deck that we're talking through, and we got a doc that we're going to focus on probably after this NFL and college season. That'll have to do with like the Rooney Rule and black coaches in NFL and college. And, you know, why you sort of see this sport that is, more so dominated by African Americans, but such a small percentage of African American men who are, in these coaching positions. And so we're exploring that, which would be sort of I don't know, almost in sorts, maybe a prequel to like Black QB that you saw on Amazon with that had Mike Vick and Jalen Hurts and all of those guys. So it's kind of similar to that, right? Of like, because it's not like, it's not a poor me story. It's like there have been some amazing Black coaches that have pioneered and kind of broken through the ceiling. The Tony Dungys, obviously, the Mike Tomlins and Mike Singletaries and all of that. So it's interesting to me, though, that angle of like, okay, you don't really see, it's not like across the NCAA and across the NFL, you're seeing this massive amount of Black coaches and sort of answering the question of why is that? And I think that is what at the core of being a story maker and especially a documentary filmmaker is like, we're just asking questions. And, it's like up to the audience to sort of formulate their own, POV around these things. But I think that's what I love about docs the most, right? It's kind of like going in and sort of saying like, this is what happened or this is what's happening and just, giving it to people.
Yeah. It's sometimes there's docs that try to shape things a little bit more than others, and they take a artistic license, I'd call it, if I was being nice. And there, you can edit. There's storytelling, obviously.
Sure.
And there, I like them down the middle and draw your own conclusions. But it's sometimes it's hard when you're making a doc to not sort of rub some of your own stink on it just because you have opinions about stuff, or you're trying to make a point. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
Yeah.
And I know I made a doc about the first Black driver at Indy called Uppity with the Willie T. Ribs. You would probably enjoy if you're doing kind of first Black coach or quarterback kind of thing. I did the first Black at first driver at Indy. Which, by the way,
there's a book too. Was there a book?
No, there's
no book. Okay.
There was a book on Paul Newman, the actor, race car driver, that I read. So then I made a doc on Paul Newman race car driving, and then
there we go.
The guy who got Willie T. Ribs into race car driving was basically Paul Newman back in the day. So then we were interviewing Willie T. for the Newman doc, and then, like I said, when we were done, we said, well, that guy's his own doc, because we ended up talking to Willie T. so much, and then decided to do the Willie T. doc, which is again the first Black driver at Indy came like a full 10 years after the first female driver at Indy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Janet Guthrie, I think, drove at Indy in, I don't know, 77, maybe Willie 87 or something like that. Went back.
Wow.
And, lives outside Austin. Good dude. Son shoots professional.
Really cool.
Son's a professional skeet shooter, by the way.
Who knew?
Well, when you see the Black guys, you don't normally think indie driver and skeet shooter when you think sports. It's a lower percentage call.
Thinking of like these guys from Talladega, Alabama, or where are they from?
Willie is from out in Northern California, actually. So he's a Los Angeles guy. Not Los Angeles guy, but a California guy. An interesting story if you want to see a doc that has some of those same qualities to it.
No, I love that. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah,
that sounds awesome.
I think you like it. Made it on a few good lists. So that's what you do. You start making a doc, and then you start thinking about your next doc, and then you start thinking about your next doc. But you do acting as well,
you
right?
Can't scratch. Yeah. I'm an actor as well. But I mean, I full blown basically took, a year and a half or more, really. I mean, the full process of Nothing But a Winner was 4 years from concept to now going to screen. But I also did a docuseries I exec produced called The Tides That Bind. And that was a in-season follow-along of Coach DeBoer's first season at Alabama. We sold that to Fox Nation. They have that. And so the past 2 years of my life have really been, since I left TV, has really been just producing.
Yeah, it's good. It's just rewarding. I think it's important. I think it's a nice thing that can be shared and left behind and other generations and all that kind of stuff. And I like formatically that in a short period of time you can be an expert on Alabama football or Willie T. Ribs without having to read through books or go to the library or whatever. It's kind of it's nice. It's digestible. And if you do it right, you make it entertaining, and then people are learning all about a new subject while being entertained and not really even knowing it, I'll give it a plug. Nothing But a Winner, nationwide release, July 31st. I would tell people, go look at the trailer, and if you're not moved by it and you don't think it's a real nice doc, you don't have to see it in the theaters. But I think when you see the trailer, you'll get what we're talking about.
Yeah, it is. And it's interesting where, like, in just my lifetime, like, where docs have come from. Like, I remember like growing up as a 90s kid, it's like my mom was our elementary school librarian. Mm-hmm. So, like, the only place or world I saw docs was either on PBS or you go to that section of the library where they were all on VHS at the time or whatever, and you can category about animals or science, space, these documentaries in that format. But now it's become, the genre of sort has become so popular. A lot of people we talk to is like, oh yeah, I love documentaries. And I think it is for that reason you're talking about, Adam, where it's like, people are reading less and less books, and it's like, sit me down, give me the, this entertaining version of this thing that I can also learn from, and they eat it up. So,
here's what I would say about a doc. If you go and sit down and watch a movie and it's a turd, and you go, oh man, I just watched, whatever, 90 minutes, 2 hours of whatever it is, and it's a turd, you just go, well, I just wasted 2 hours of my life I'm never going to get back with nothing, no nutrition, all empty calories, You can watch a doc and you can go, all right, I'm just going to watch that doc on Pee Wee Herman. And then you go, how was the doc? And you go, well, I don't know, it wasn't that good, but I'm an expert on Pee Wee Herman now. Ask me any question about Pee Wee Herman versus a crap movie where you got nothing. Yeah, so at least you got some nutrients in there, and when it's done right, I was entertained and I'm an expert on Pee Wee Herman. Caleb, good talking to you. Sorry, by the way. Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead. No, I was gonna just ask you, what's your favorite doc right now? What's the one that you've watched?
Don't let me. All right, I don't want to get too preachy here, kids, but listen to me. Listen to me. I am going to watch Nothing But a Winner. I love football. I love everything about football. I ended up then watching a doc on the supermodels, Cindy Crawford, Naomi Campbell, and Evangelista. And I ended up watching supermodels. Okay. The whole point is what do supermodels and football have to do with each other? The answer is nothing. Nothing, but you should be learning about everything. You know what I mean? Stop watching docs based on what you're into. Watch docs and get into other stuff, you know? And it drives me nuts when ladies go, well, I don't like football. I don't like cars, so I'm not. That's why you should be watching docs.
100%.
I watch docs on black backup singers from Motown. You know what I mean? Because I want to learn about stuff. So don't have categories of only watching stuff you know about. That's just going to mean you know more about one thing. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Be real broad with your docs. All of them are good, and the ones you know nothing about can be better. Because you go, wow, can you believe that? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So,
no, that's really good.
You know, docs are. It's like saying, "What's your favorite food?" I don't know. It's all different. But good versions of Mexican and good versions of Italian, good versions of sushi. You know what I mean? Just spread it. Yeah. Spread it all the way around. But watch Uppity, the Willie T. Ribs story. I think. I think you'll vibe with that. I'll check it out, man. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's on. I don't know. It was on Netflix for a while. Oh, no. Was it on Netflix? I can't remember. And we made a bunch of them, so you might enjoy that. I'll watch Nothing But a Winner. And then, Caleb, you can come back when your next one comes out.
Oh, man.
The coaching
guy.
All
right. Well, I appreciate it. Absolutely. I'll be back. I appreciate you letting us come on and talk about this thing. And, man, it's going to be exciting. You know, I didn't think it would be, I honestly didn't know what type of deal we would end up with, but, you know, nationwide release, not bad. We'll see what happens. And
for a doc,
I'm super excited.
That's it's high praise. Good to meet you, Caleb. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Yes, sir. Take